Good morning everybody, welcome to another video. As you can probably see behind me, down the River Wye, as you can probably see, chucking it down with rain. It's about 6, quarter to 7 now. Come down with my mate Tony to do a bit of trotting today. Now it's due to rain for the next couple of hours or so, and then fingers crossed it's going to stop. We're just going to have an overcast day. Relatively light wind as well today. It might blow up a little bit this afternoon, downstream wind. That's a factor because we're going to do some trotting today. We're going to get in a gully over here. There's a gully on that far side. We're going to wade most of the way across, fish a gully over there. Now, I did some of this last year in here when the river was very low, but this year it's been far too high to do very much. Been here a couple of times, but that's all. So I decided to come today to make the most of the fact that the river's relatively low, although it's not as low as it was last summer. But we can get out far enough certainly to trot in this gully. We can run all the way down. We may well fish a little bit further down as well. Gear wise, I've got my usual stuff for trotting. I've got my Dower Tournament Pro 15-foot rod, 125mm close face reel, and Drake alloy stem stick float. I'll stick all the info down there as to the gear if you want to go and have a look, and I'll stick you a link up there as well if you want to go and see how I tie this up for barbel fishing. Because that's target today. I'm sure we'll catch some chub, but barbel are the targets really on the float today. Now I have also got a Waggler set up with me, which you might well have a go with a bit further downstream where we can't get out quite so far, but if we do use that, we'll run through it. But I think for now you can probably see I've got some gear out there. I've got the bait waiter and a couple of tripods out there. We'll get the rest of the gear out, and not in a massive rush to start, I have to say. It's drizzle, but we'll have a go in a minute. Well guys, as you can see, it's very wet. Well, we've got ourselves set up out here. Got the usual trotting stuff under here. We've got some mixed pellets which we've been firing in. Got some cubed up meat for the hook. We've got some hemp as well, which we've been also firing in. So fingers crossed, we can have a few fish out. We've got all day at it. It's going to be a full day today. Just laughing, Tony's over here. They're eating his breakfast. Looks like he's given me first go. That's very kind of him. Now, just going to run this meat through there. Hopefully, get a few bites. It'd be nice to get a bit further out than that, so we can hold this back properly. Now this gully can be quite good, or it can be not much cop at all, to be honest. So it'll just be a case of finding out today. Fish may well not be in here. It can be very good in here, purely because obviously the fish like the fast water, and the water's fairly warm today. I've not done the temperature, but it feels not in the slightest bit cold. I think it's about 19, 20 degrees this water. We had some very, very hot weather recently, and it's just cooling off from today onwards. Right, I think I'm a bit shallow there. I didn't pull under at all. It wasn't a struggle to get that through. I think last year this gully, which is just below some shallow water, it was really appealing to the fish, purely because it was giving them lots of oxygen in the water. See, we've still gone through there without dragging under. I'm holding back very hard, so the bait is going through before the float, which is what we want. There's a nice clarity to the water as well. This bit of rain may freshen things up as well, because it's not particularly cold rain. I'm running that down under that first willow there. We've gone all the way down there without dragging under again, which tells me I'm not deep enough. I think we must be somewhere near there. Well, I can't buy a bite at the moment. We've probably been fishing about an hour now between us. Tony's just gone down further downstream to set up a bit further down the run. Have a go down there. I think, having fished this now for an hour, hour and a half, I don't think we should give up on it, but I certainly think these fish are holding further down this run. They do either tend to be up here or down there. In my relatively limited experience in here, we're not getting a lot of bites at all in here. Well, Tony's had one, I've had none. I did think we might end up fishing down there, hence setting that Waggler rod up. I think Waggler would probably be a bit more suitable down there. It's not a particularly long cast, so you can fish the stick float down there or fish down there in the pass. But you need to obviously slow the bait down a bit, and this Waggler setup where you can drag bottom with it. I mean, I often do that with a stick float, to be honest, but we'll see how the Waggler works. I might give it a go. So guys, I've come down to about 50 metres above Tony. This is about where I was trotting down to, sort of the second willow that's right in front of me here. I thought the Waggler. What I've got is my Avon X5 13-foot flat rod, Dow 125M, and I've got on here, I think they call it an inverted Waggler. It's thin at the bottom, thick at the top, with a big bulbous top on it. The idea being that you can drag the bait along the bottom. The float will go in front of the bait rather than behind, like it does with a stick float. And the big bulbous top, the idea is that will keep the float up. That's the idea. We'll see how we get on. We need to go a bit further out than that. Hopefully it'll work. I've never done it before on the Y. Just hoping it works as it's supposed to. It may be just a little bit too fast and boily in here, but we'll find out. Certainly much steadier in the water we're in up there. Worth mentioning as well, the river's coming up at the moment. Where I put my seat earlier is now almost underwater. And you might say, well, of course it is, it's rained, but it's only rained for a couple of hours this morning. Not really enough to put the river up, unless it's been chucking it down up in Wales all night. I think this swim's a bit too boily for this setup. It's a bit lightweight, this setup, I think. I've got some bigger floats on order to do this with, but it's just not getting down, not settling quickly enough. So it's still sitting flat, that float. Takes to there before it starts to cock. And it's gone under. We're definitely dragging bottom, which is the idea. I don't feel that the float is what's in the water, and I don't feel that I'm controlling the float. I feel that the river is controlling the float. Aye, we're in. Wow, look at that. On the Waggler. Cracking. Feels like a chub. Bending this rod. It's doing absolutely nothing at the moment. It's coming in like a wet sack. Don't know what it is, but it'll be my first fish on this Waggler setup. We get it in. It's doing a bit of a barbely thing now. Yeah, I don't know what it is though. It's doing a bit of a barbely stay out in the middle of the river thing. But it's not beating me up or anything. Perhaps it's a little one. I don't think it is. I think it's probably a chub. But it's not doing very chubby things. I've still not seen it. It tells me it's probably a chub. Oi. I don't know what it is. I say I've not seen it. Oh, it is a barbel. It's a little barbel. Wow. My first fish on this setup. Well, you ain't got him in yet. I don't have a landing net with me, but I think we can chin him. Well, we've got him beaten anyway. They don't give up, do they? Blimey. There we go. Well, I think these are the ones catching last year in here that were just gone around between my legs, which is really not very helpful. Thank you. Yeah, I think these are the ones catching last year that were sort of about a pound. They look like they've put about a pound on. God, he's still not giving up. I say, using me as a snag. Thought he was beaten. There we go. Now he's beaten. Trouble is, like I say, as soon as you touch them, they go absolutely crazy. Got him. It's like a bar or so. We'll have a quick look, but that's got to be £1.5, £2, something like that. Probably £2. He's quite stocky. Yeah, it's a cracking little fish. Cracking, absolutely wonderful. Yeah, it's probably £2. Give him a good rest. Put up a good scrap. Wonderful, and it stopped raining. Right guys, just gonna have one more run through with this. I'm liking it, but it's not manly enough for this swim. Sport has been so patchy recently. I was out on a guiding session not too long ago, and I'll stick you a link up there if you want to go and have a look at that. It's guided sessions I put over on the Fishing Tips channel. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I've got a sister channel. This channel here is my fishing diary, effectively. But sort of tips and bits and pieces, other videos, guiding videos, etc. I tend to put on that channel. But yeah, it was a session there where we're in a swim in the morning. Knew there was some fish there. Absolutely 100% there's some fish there. We'd seen them, they've been jumping out. We're talking barbel. We fished it in the morning for a good hour and a half without a single bite. In the afternoon, we had 5 barbel out and stacks of chub. It's very bizarre. So, yeah, hopefully, similar thing will happen today. It'll pick up a bit. But, right, I'm going to go and have a drink and a bit of a break. So, guys, a bit of an update. We had a few minutes break. About 10 or 15 minutes, checked what was going on with the river, because it does seem to be coming up very, very fast, and indeed it is coming up very, very fast. I checked it when I went to bed last night. It was at 0.42 on the local gauge. I thought that'd be perfect. I did think it was a bit weird when we got here this morning, and it was a bit deeper out here than I thought it was going to be. It's now at 57, so we're 150 mil up on where it was when I went to bed last night. I'm not quite sure why, whether there's been a lot of rain up on the Welsh hills or quite what's happened, but I've changed my coat because that one's soaked and this one's a bit warmer, but I've got out here just to make the most of this, because I think within certainly a matter of hours, if not sooner, I'm not going to be able to get out here to fish this gully. We're going to be fishing further down. So I just thought I'd get back out in the rain. Try and make the most of fishing up here. And again, there we go, look, we're in again. Same place again. Oh, hello, this is off. I think we know what this is. Again, I could probably fish where I had that bite. I could probably fish further down. I think this might be a go and get it job. I think he's got me behind something. I think. Oh, Well guys, we're going to have to go and get him. Yeah, it's moving again. Definitely got me in some at then. It's that change of angle. Got him moving. Smashed me up. It's probably how I looked. We'll have 20 minutes, half an hour in here, I think. And then we'll perhaps get a bit further down to come in the bottom. Oh, it's a fish. I thought at the bottom then. Well, that was quite high up the run, that was. Just trudging. This feels like a barbel. Doesn't feel like a monster. It does feel like a barbel. Just got into that fast water over there, look. Well, that's a nice one. I think we'll give Tony a shout. I just think pulling a barbel up in all this fast water and trying to net him myself, although he is right by my feet now. I've got so much line out. Oh, he might do it. I think he's give up. Ah, fooled me, look. He made me reach for the net and then cleared off like they always do. It's so awkward. This water's moving so fast. Getting to the net, the floats at the rod, top of the rod tip. And he's full, as I say, he's fooled me into grabbing for the net, like they always do. But you've got to grab for it, and then as soon as you get it anywhere near them, they're off again. Just you can get a bit further downstream than me. You're right. He keeps fooling me. I keep thinking he's done, and then he's not. He's nearly done. Just like my float's right up by the rod tip as well, so I can't get too much line in. He'll be done in a second. He's not far off. A few last dives. There we go. There we go. Thanks, mate. Oh, blimey, don't they fight in this flow. Right guys, we'll have a quick look at him. How's about that? Fantastic. Second one of the day. First one out of this gully. But yeah, what a scrap in this fast water. Absolutely fantastic. Obviously I'm only stood up because I'm thigh deep in water, so if he does flip he can just go back into the water. But yeah, that's cracking. Really pleased with that. Lovely fish. No monster, but what a scrap in this water. Let's stop raining as well. Fab. Right, I've just said to Tony he needs to get his rod come up here. Well guys, give this fella a good rest in the net. I'll give him a good few minutes, get his breath back, give an epic scrap. As I say, did the usual, fooling you into reaching for the landing net far too early. The trouble is sometimes they go on their side and they come to the top and they're just there if you haven't reached for the net. But there you go. But it's tricky going in this fast water. The fish is so deep as well. The water's rattling through. I reckon it's about 6-7 foot in there, and I'm fishing about 11-12 foot, purely to get the bait down, because I'm holding back quite hard just to keep that bait down. So rather than the float going through and the line being vertical, as you would be if you were, you know, still water fishing, the lines, because I'm holding the float back, the line's going from the rod tip to the float and then diagonally into the water. So obviously if you fish at dead depth, it's going to be up in the water, so you need to get the bait down. Yeah, what a scrap. There we go. Hey, here we go. That's right under that tree, wasn't it? Yeah. Right, I need to make my way around there. Well, it looks a good fish. Well guys, Tony's in, right under the tree. I'm thinking barbel. He's trudging off upstream like a barbel. Come on, don't be silly now. I was just round there with this net. And I was going to go around the outside of you. But I thought, no, I won't do that because it's a bit deep round there. Nice, definitely a barbel. Pulling this float, don't I? Just want another fish. Yeah. I think they're moving up here into this, onto this feed, up into this gully. I ain't gonna stab at him because he's not ready yet. As soon as he sees this net, he's gonna be gone. And don't try using me as a snag either. Knew that was going to happen. It's one of those you just think, I know when I go anywhere near you with this net, you're going to be gone. He wasn't expecting that, was he, from behind? Well done, mate. God, that's a cracker. Oh. I'm not sure I can actually get back up to you. Oh. Just weighed in, didn't we? 7.3? 7.3. Fantastic. Great stuff. Hopefully, the start of a few bites. We're getting a few bites now, aren't we, in this gully? The float's going under regularly. We're getting lots of snatchy bites, but then you just had this cracking fellow. Bait run right under the tree. Don't wet the float. Nice one, mate. Well done. He's really quiet though, isn't he? Am I in? I am. I thought I was. Oh guys, I'm in. And it's feeling barbely. It's suddenly woken up, swam right upstream. I was just thinking, Tony swam right upstream when it grabbed the bait. We're just winding in loads of slack. It's just like, this is really weird. But I've had that in here. That happens quite often in here. Doesn't feel like a little one anymore either. It's not massive, but don't feel small. Just trudge off upstream.
Yeah, barbel.
Mr. Barbel. It's so frustrating, isn't it, that? Just, especially with this much water on, I think you'd really struggle to land them here on your own. Fishing with this much depth on. Thank you very much. I'll catch all the little ones, you catch all the big ones. Well guys, there we go. They're the modest fish for me, but very happy with that. It's cracking. It's only been about 10 minutes since Tony's just had that 7-pounder, so they're certainly getting up onto this feed now. Fab. Right, we'll give him another little rest up and we'll get him back. Well, as we were just saying, it does feel like it's quite a slow day today, but what we had now? Tony's had 2, I had 3 barbel. Only 2 little chub, which is very strange. Chub are certainly missing at the moment. I remember it being like that last year down here. There's some sessions where you hardly catch any chub at all. So guys, as you go down this stretch, it gets deeper and deeper. So it may be that the chub have moved down there. They do move down there, sort of as autumn gets into full swing and there's a bit more water on, I did think we'd be better off up here today to do some trotting, just purely because we've had such warm weather for a good week now. Water temperature's gone up. It's certainly not unpleasant stood in here at all. We just had a couple of paddleboarders go past us with wetsuits on, and they were sort of stripped off. They had them sort of around their waists. So you can see it's not cold by any means. Felt that. Am I on? I am, look, swam upstream again, look. It's getting a load of slack line then. Another upstream swimmer. Grabbed that bait and shot upstream. Well, I think we're into another barbel. In fact, I'm sure we are. As I say, I'm not sure it's massive. I've not disturbed Tony from his dinner. He's going behind me at the moment. Very lively, but not very weighty. Although I'm sure he's gone off the camera, but he's just up behind me at the moment. That was not bad. Oh gosh, it's been certainly picking up. It was very hard going this morning, but it's been like that on the Y all year, in my experience. Maybe just, building the swim has helped. Certainly getting some bites now. This one's pulling my arm off. Could have probably finished a few sandwiches and your pudding by the time you come out. By the time this fella's finished. It's an absolute guided tour of the swim. I'm determined to go up there. Is he done? He is. Thanks, mate. Well, guys, there we go. Once again, another cracking little fish. Absolutely fantastic. We're getting a few now. It's the main thing. No monster, but great scrap. Right. We'll get him straight back. He's had a bit of a rest. So we'll be raring to go. Ooh, blimey, gone. Again, another fish that grabbed the bait and I just took up loads of slack. And just grabbed it and swam straight upstream. Because where the float went down, and then by the time I connected with the fish was probably 15 metres closer to me than where the float had gone down. I guess when you ledger in, that's your big wrap round bite, your 3-foot twitch. Well, we're having one of those days today up until, well, now really. The river level, as I say, shot up overnight. Yesterday evening, as I was packing my car, then my boot lock broke, the latch, so my boot won't stay shut. So I had to tie that shut to come here today. Ordered a new part. Tony was struggling with dog minder. So he'd made arrangements and it all went to pot. And it's rained all morning. So, we're having a bit of a day of it today, but the fishing's making up for it. It's not prolific, but we're certainly having some fish. That's the main thing. And it's certainly a lot more enjoyable now this rain stopped. Hopefully that'll be it for the day. I'm hoping this river will drop as well. It does seem to have peaked. Well, I'm back down here in a few days' time. Could do without it being up.
Come on. About an 8 pounder.
About. About an 8 pound. Yeah?
Took a while.
I'm just sorting the net out then.
Oh,
Oh, hello.
it's playing up again. That was literally there again.
Yeah. Brilliant.
I think it might be a Barbel.
I think it might be a Barbel, yeah. Your rod's bent through the butt. Through the handle. I think it probably is, yeah. Brilliant. The same one, Joe. It's gone back under that tree and thought, oh, I fancy some lunch with me. There we go. Bit of back winding, that's what we like. We're going to have a cup of coffee while you're playing that one. You just can't, can you, in that flow? You just think, I can't pull any harder than this. And they just sit there on the bottom. Their heads just in the current. Nailed to the bottom. I don't want to lose my teeth. They're crooked, but I like them. I like them in my mouth, not in the river. That's what I was trying to sort out. Yeah, that's... That light tripod's a bit sketchy with nothing on it now. It's a bit floaty. Just getting to that depth of water. No. I don't know what are you messing about at? They do that, it's this flow.
Yeah.
When you catch a £2 chub in this, it feels big. I'll do that. You're getting started to get tired, you put the butt down there. On my hip. Oh, my arm's giving up. It's that size though, £5, £6, £7. They really scrap. Oh, net. Can't go much further, it's a bit deep here. Got him. Nice fish, mate. There we are, guys. Another cracker. Nice one, mate. Hell of a scrap as well in that flow. Wonderful stuff. Wonderful. He's very feisty, isn't he? He's definitely ready to go back. Gone.
I think he just nutmegged you.
He has. Gone, right between my feet. Oh, missed it. I think so. Yeah. Yeah, I missed the line with my finger. I think it's a chub. It's very skittish. They woke up all of a sudden. As you're falling asleep. Well, I don't know now. He's woken up a bit now. No, this isn't a chub. All of a sudden, it's not a chub anymore. Well, guys, this swim has certainly come to life over the last sort of hour or so. Tony just had 2 fish in fairly quick succession, as you've seen. Now, literally, I've just put my float in, had 1 run through, and this is the first run through. Made an absolute horlicks of striking. But once again, he swam upstream. I know, it's really pulling. Really trying to get under that tree. Feels a decent fish. Not beasting me, but it feels... On steroids. Oh gosh, I've got a bit quiet. It's right hard work in this flow. It's properly pushing through here. Look at these fish just near that tree, or just below it. Wow. This one just wants to get back under the tree. One quick look and it's gone again. No. He was like, I'm nearly ready, but not quite. Oh, come on, get your nose up. Got him. Thanks, mate. Just like the net just turns inside out, doesn't it, as soon as you dip it in the water. Well guys, there we are. My biggest of the day, I think. Cracking fish. Wonderful. Certainly switched on. We've had 3 barbel in probably the last half an hour now, haven't we? So yeah, cracking. Absolutely wonderful. Really stocky fish as well. Certainly packing some weight on for the autumn. Fantastic. Well guys, 1 run through, 1 fish. That'll do me. He's very lively, so we'll get him straight back. Back you go, fella. Gone. Fantastic. That was a bit of a knock then. Well guys, just having another go. Tony's about another 20 minutes in here. I'm sort of going fish for fish at the moment. I've had that fish first run through, very lucky. So Tony's had another go. About a sort of barren, or maybe 20 minutes or so, perhaps half an hour. He's got a bit of a knot in his hook link again, so he's going to change that. So I'm going to have another go. Water's still coming up very, very slowly, I think. It's a bit sketchy. It's not too bad. Everything seems to be behaving and staying put at the moment. Oh, that's me meat. And that tripod there's the one with the net on is most likely to float away. Seems about the lightest, very light aluminium tripod. The one with all the bait on is just as light, but it's got a load of bait on it, so it's got a bit of weight holding it down. The tripod that the camera's on is wobbling about in the flow like crazy, so I've put the image stabilisation on, so hopefully that'll be working okay. We had a strange old day today. Just talking to Tony about it. We've had now I think 9 barbel and 3 chub, all very modest sized chub as well, around sort of £1.5, £2 mark. So that's a bite. Oh, I missed that one. Yeah, it's a bit strange today. It makes the day feel quite slow when you're getting lots of chub action. But, you know, certainly can't complain. We're, I don't know, early-ish afternoon. Maybe 1:30, something like that. And, you know, we've had 9 barbels. So you know, you certainly can't complain. But when you're not having 3 or 4 chub to every barbel, it does seem slow. Although, like I say, clearly it's not. Is that a bite? Is that a fish? Is that a bottom? No, it's not. See, look, something's grabbed that. Again, swam straight towards me. And again. I think I'll need Tony's assistance with this one. Or is it a chub? Talking of chub, could well be a chub actually. Got the head nods there. It's come quite high up in the water as well. And just as I was talking about chub, I think we've got one. Perhaps I should talk about double figure barbel. We have. Oh, it's a nice chub as well. Oh, that's more like a chub. Expect to catch on this stretch. Nothing wrong catching small ones though, of course. We'll try and chin him out if we can. Really want to use a net for it. Cool, that's an absolute donkey. No wonder I thought it was a barbel at first. Can hardly pick him up. Look at the size of that. God blimey. Look at us. Tony's just having a wander down. He's going to go fish a bit further down. He's just saying that the water's dropping quite quickly. So that's a good sign. Especially as we're wanting to carry on fishing in here. That's great news. I know a lot of the time, especially when you're ledgering and feeder fishing for barbel, you know, it's often a lot better when there's a bit of water on. But for this, really, you need it as low as possible, to be honest. The lower it is, the further out I can get into the water, less likely these tripods are to get washed away. But further I can get out, and get the tip of the rod behind the float, and run down the path of the end of that tree really slowly, but I'm still perhaps 10 foot short of that. Ideally I'd be stood a metre or two out that way. It's going to knock me over at the moment. Fishing on here is sunrise to sunset as well. There's no fishing after dark. There we go. Is that a fish? Yeah, it is. Chub, I think. There's no fishing after dark on here, but you can't really float fish after dark anyway, so not really an issue. Or is this a chub? No, it felt like a chub. I think it is. I'd expect it to be a chub hanging about under that tree, although Tony had a couple of barbel under that tree earlier, so now it's feeling a bit more like a barbel. It's definitely feeling a bit more like a barbel. This is no chub. Tony's about 100 metres away, 150 metres maybe, so I don't think we'll bother him. We'll try and do it on our own. Doesn't feel like a beast, although it is absolutely pulling my arm off. There's no monster again, but cracking fish. It's that sort of, I don't know, 4 or 5 pound size where they give you a right beating. Right. I think he's done. You done, chap? Yeah? I think he's done. He is done. Oh, net's all inside out again. Oh, there we go. Oh, another one. Cracking. Right, guys, we'll try and have a look at him. He's had a rest. He's very lively. We'll have a quick look at him. Say, very lively. He's had a good rest. We'll get him straight back. Fantastic. Gone. Wonderful. Yeah, this river is going down quite quickly. I reckon we're about 2 inches down this afternoon. And when we peaked about lunchtime. And start edging further out. fact, I will now. Let's see if I can get out. See the bottom here. I think we can perhaps get out another 4 foot. That will help. Is that a bite? Is that the bottom? Just get this rod tip out beyond the float a bit better. Just hold it back through there a little bit better. I'm sure it'll help. Just running it past that tree fairly slowly. Again, we're 3 foot off the end of that tree, so we could probably go another 3 foot out really. Well, we could do with going another 3 foot out anyway, I'm not sure I could. It starts to deepen off here. Oh, my meat stayed on. One more. One more, definitely only one more.
Was that sausage meat?
Yeah, I just hooked it through the skin, so it's like it stays on for ages.
You got well that today?
Not sure. Don't think so. I haven't put it on much, to be honest. It's just like when I walked out here, I just grabbed a handful of meat and that's what's in my pocket. All of them. Might have had a chub on it earlier. I can't remember. That's a fish. I thought it was. Yeah. I was just kind of feeling whether or not it was was going to come back up. This is going backwards down the river. This is just plodding. It's only my third last run through as well. Last run through. One more last run through. Yeah, sorry, do you want it? Yeah. God blimey. This is just... It's one of them where I'm just starting to think now, is it hooked in the right place? Because it's just... I can't move it. Yeah. But then it starts to move like that, and I think... Because when you foul hook them, they tend to just... When they go side on, they just take you downstream. But I can't do a lot with this. I'm winning a little bit. Ooh, look at that line. Well guys, this feels a decent fish. I've had it quite a long way down. And it's certainly pulling back. I did at first think perhaps it was foul hooked, but I'm sure it's not now. I managed to get it up this far, I don't think it can be. Oh. Feels a reasonable fish. Oh, blimey. So used to fishing about 6 foot deep in here that I expect the fish to be just there and it's not. Oh, blimey. Come on. God, I couldn't have bend in this rod. I know that much. Blimey. That's a decent one. Sorry, mate. After using the landing net as a snag. He's nearly done, isn't he? God, blimey. Got him. Thank you very much. Well guys, there's a bit of a story to this one. If you remember earlier on in the video, I had to go chasing that barbel off down there. It turned out I'd foul hooked it. It's this one. I've just taken my hook out from just by his peck. Just pulled my hook and broken hook link out. We've just hooked him fair and square this time. So this is the fish that we actually hooked earlier. It's a cracking fish. There's about that. cracking, and we've relieved him of that hook as well. That's wonderful. Absolutely fantastic. That's cracking. Right, we'll rest him up. We'll get him back. Definitely your turn, mate. So guys, that's it. We are going to call it a day now. It's about 7:15. Only got about 10 minutes left, but just got snagged up, lost the Olivet and hook link, etc. So by the time we've set up again, that's going to be it. But it's been hard going this afternoon. We had a tough morning, as you've seen. We had a few fish. So lunchtime, it really picked up. We had a cracking early part of the afternoon to about 3 o'clock. Since 3 o'clock, we've barely had a touch. We had a few smaller chub. We tried some bread as well. I had a small chub and another one that bumped off. And just a little chub right at the end there. And it's been a very, very strange day. But, you know, the river's been up. It's been back down again. You know, the river, when it's falling, I've found here as well, that when it's on the rise, it can fish really well. It starts to drop. Bites tend to die off, and that's what's happened today. There is a big fly hatch coming off as well now, so whether that's got something to do with it, I don't know. But the lack of chub was certainly noticeable today. I think we finished with a dozen barbel between us and 4 chub, something like that. 5 chub if you count the little one at the end. So yeah, a bit of a strange day, and you know, the chub do fill out the gaps between getting bites off barbel. And you know, certainly if you'd said to me this morning, dozen barbel between you for the day, I'd have snatched your hand off. So yeah, happy about that. And we had some nice fish too. Anyway, I'm waffling. Time to go home. As I mentioned, I'm going to try and get out tomorrow, and then I'm out again day after. I'll be down here on a different stretch to do a similar thing, hopefully in slightly better weather. Hopefully this river continues to drop off, fingers crossed. Just before I go, just want to say a big thank you to a chap called Alfred. He's become a patron of the channels. He signed up through Patreon, so big thank you to Alfred, and welcome on board. Your patronage is much appreciated. I've sent you an email, so if you give me a shout back, I'll run you through exactly how things work. So with that, all there is left to do is say thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Tight lines, enjoy your own angling. Many thanks to the channel patrons for your wonderful support, and I'll see you all again very soon.